Hello again. This is Richard with the Wickenburg Roundup, and we're talking about buying and selling horses, but we're talking about in this episode actually buying your horse. So what we've got now is you know what breed you want. You've narrowed it down. You know if you want a mare or a gelding. You know what color you want. I mean, narrow it down. What disposition, what temperament. You want to know all of these things when you go out and look. And when you do this, call the people. Talk to the people that own the horse. Talk to the people selling the horse. Make sure that you ride multiple horses so you know exactly what the feel is that you're looking for. Show horses, trail horses, any kind of horse, you want to know exactly what you're buying. I believe when my dad and I, we would talk about this, this is doing your due diligence. Just like when you're buying a home, when it's an escrow, you want to know as much about that horse so you can make an informed decision if you should buy that horse or not. On my business card years ago, I remember I had something on there that said cute, gentle, quiet sound. And I always said, if the horse didn't fit all four of those, it wasn't the type of horse I wanted to sell. But make sure that, again, with your due diligence, have your friend that's an expert. Make sure, people call him all sorts of things like a third baseman. Don't worry about that. If he's a trainer, that's great. But have that extra set of eyes. Have them. They are there to protect you. And, even if it's somebody that you're showing a video to, that you're talking on the phone, these are things that are going to be important to help protect you, to make sure you get the horse that you want. Again, when I would buy and sell, color was not important. Disposition and soundness were way more important, because I don't care how pretty the horse is. I don't care what color it is. There's an awful lot of sorrel mares that are awfully nice horses, that I would call a sorrel, not necessarily a color or not a color, but you could buy a heck of a mare that didn't have color. But don't always let that blind you, like by wanting a Palomino, a Buckskin, or a Paint. Get the horse that you want. Videos. I make videos for people, and I have for quite a few years. They can be edited. So you need to not only watch the video, go see the horse. If you cannot be there, then have, again, your trusted friend that can. If they're out of the area, if you know someone in the area, definitely have someone go look at it that's got your best interest. Definitely do these things to protect yourself. And then, negotiate with the people and on what you think a fair price is. Again, try to know the market. Guys that buy and sell horses, you'll know the market pretty close. You can never pay too little for a bad one, and you can never pay too much for a good one. And you'll know that when you end up with a bad one. That don't fit you, that isn't what they thought they had represented. But again, it's buyer beware, but do your due diligence. Know exactly what you're buying, because you've gone over from head to toe what that horse is. When you're first getting started, this is very important. I've sat through over 1,000 pre-purchase exams. Have a vet help you. It can be their vet. I found that vets aren't going to ruin their reputation over somebody's horse just because that's the horse that they look at. But make sure that you get along with the vet and let him know that the horse is for you and what you're going to be using it for, what things you expect. Again, the due diligence at this section is so important. So you've got your horse. You've picked him out. Everything's going good. You've rode him once or twice. Sometimes if you have a 12 o'clock appointment, show up at 11. Show up early. Make sure that they're not warming that horse up. I had a terrible story. This was somebody coming to look for a horse, not from me, but from someone else, and they ended up buying from me later. But they showed up early, and the people were giving this horse something that made him quieter. And I don't know what it was. I don't know who the people were. But they said, well, this is so common in this industry for people to do this. And I just shook my head and said, I could never do that. I couldn't live with myself if I did that. But they wanted all these things that they described. And a horse I had who was absolutely wonderful was none of these things. And they ended up buying the horse. But the horse was gentle, quiet sound, and buckskin, and pretty headed. I mean, this little horse was a 10. But that'll happen. And then people came out and said, I want an older gelding. I want this. I want that. And we had a mare that was younger. And thank goodness it was quiet. I bought it from the breeder. I had bought several horses over the years from the breeder. And I know the person who ended up buying that horse. They had it, the horses, their whole lifetime. The horse has since passed away. But they had it for a long time. And it was definitely a great partnership, but that's so good to see. I love those type stories that my dad and I had over the years buying and selling horses. So get your advice from people. Ask me questions. I will answer any question I think. If you need me to watch a video, I will watch a video of a horse. Sometimes I'll be critical, but critical is not necessarily a bad thing. So if you have questions, ask your friend, ask me. Go have fun horse hunting. It's a lot of work. They say in horse trading, you make your mistakes when you buy a horse. And what that means is if you go out and buy a horse or the wrong horse, that's where you've made your mistake. You don't make a mistake selling a good one. But happy hunting out there. And this is Richard with the Wickenburg Roundup. If you like us, subscribe to the station, tell your friends about us. But again, Richard from the podcast headquarters in Wickenburg at the world famous La Siesta Plaza. Have a wonderful day from the Wickenburg Roundup. Take care.